Before we wrap up, I just want some comments on the expansion of the Dabbleverse and beyond. And obviously, it grows on a daily basis. It's the monster that just will not stop growing, and it just seemingly it ain't going anywhere. So, what's your take on it and where it's grown over the last year?
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing for me about the Dabbleverse are these live events that Carl and Shuli and that whole Shuli Network team and WATP team has been able to pull off. The DabbleCon up in Rochester, up in February, is still, in contention for event of the year. You know what I mean? Because nothing since has come up, in my opinion, that could, manage to match that yet. I know that they have this Pottstown, Pennsylvania show coming up in May, which sounds like a lot of fun. The Ski Mask Collective, we're doing Ski Mask Palooza in June as well. I believe
I like it.
June 24th. But yeah, like that actual in-person live event idea is something that they've really, I think, put a lot of fire under. And that's what I love, because when you can get a cool group of audience in, like with a common mind and a common goal and comedy involved, it's hard to beat that sort of stuff. So that's been really cool. I think that's the coolest thing of the expansion. I don't think it's going to slow, just like the Legion of Skanks and their Skankfest has done a similar thing. They started it out at the freaking Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, and now they're doing it in Vegas. They did it over in Houston, Texas 2 years ago. So it's just really amazing to watch grow as someone who isn't like a diehard dabbler, but someone who is a fan and follows all of this and sometimes now is involved in it.
It's amazing. And again, I just watched it all as a casual fan as well. It's amazing to see how it's grown, and it's it ain't stopping. Have to just get everybody's take on this too. What about Opie? And where Opie's been popping up on seemingly everybody's radar again, but bringing people in from the Dabbleverse. He's had on the potato. He's had on the corn. He's had Alex Stein popped on his live stream the other day. He's just he's just intertwining with everybody. He had my namesake there, Chad Zumach, on his show. What do you think about Opie getting involved with everybody?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job taking a positive turn. 2 months ago, Opie was kind of just a punchline on WATP. He has, within the past 3 weeks, or within the past 3-4 weeks, depending on when this goes out, has taken a miraculous sort of comeback story that's brewing. I don't think he's officially completed that yet, but I don't think I laughed harder the past 2 weeks than seeing the Opie live, where Cardiff showed up as Corndiff at first, and then Corndiff, I think, popped on as Cardiff, and then Cordiff Electric also got involved. And dude, that's the kind of humor that I'm into. That's that kind of open your third eye.
And he didn't know what to think.
He didn't know what to think
of it,
but
he went with it.
He rolled with it, and that's why he's been doing it for a long time, and I always would side with Anthony if it came down into a mom and dad divorce scenario, which it's not. It's just fucking a podcast. It's just fun, folks. But I'm glad to see the Opster coming out of the fucking dark and putting some respect on his goddamn name. We were on. I was on that interview with Francine. Like I said, I think I replaced you. Possibly, we'll both have to talk to Husey about this later.
I think you replaced me, but I'm not gonna put any. I'm not gonna put me over you in any.
Let's you and I grab him by the neck and put him in the corner and straighten this out. But Florentine was on the air with Husey and I, and we were trying to be like, Florentine, give us some dirt on Opie. We were trying to get him into it, and he was like, nah, Opie's one of the best guys behind the scene. He's a really cool guy and he's a good dude. And, you know, people want to hate on him and it's stupid. And that was kind of an eye-opener for me. I hate to like say that I need Jim Florentine to tell me that, but I kind of like respected that. And also it made me think back on it. It's like, man, you know what? This guy's just a human. And I know okay. He is kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like he's been kind of getting lost in his own sauce, even though he's been doing really well with this comeback. You know, I see him going back into some of these like non-entertaining habits, which we all have to avoid as broadcasters.
Yeah, if I were him, I would. And I'm an Opie guy. If you've ever heard any of the stuff I did with Husey, I'm an Opie guy, tried and true. I love that when Opie and Anthony back in the day. I was an Opie guy. I love Anthony though. I'll never say to the contrary. I love Anthony's show. I love what he does to the end of time. But Opie was my guy, and if I were Opie, I would take a couple weeks off now and just turn everything off and then come back and bring those guys back and keep it fresh and just build the momentum.
Cardiff said it himself. Cardiff has been like, I'm not sure how much I want to go. He said this live. This is not private conversation. He's going like, I'm not sure how much I want to keep going on Opie right now because I don't want to overexpose myself. So it's almost like Opie could almost take some advice from his own, you know, under guys right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm glad he's taking a little turn. I'm glad
he could be like Stuttering John. He could be selling his apartment, having to slash the price, having to take a freaking substitute teacher job, or hell knows what's going on, having to go on Chrissy Mayer's podcast for his comeback. Oh wait, that was fake. Okay.
I see. I didn't even bother asking you. And the stuff I was going to ask you when we were first recording 3 weeks ago might as well be ready for the toilet because
that's how quick this
changes.
This news cycle, this WATP Shuli Network, Kevin Brennan, Anthony Cumia News Network cycle is out of control. Try to keep up, folks.